What is up, guys? This is Codfather XL Kobadog here, and I've got a commentary more on the serious side of things for you guys today. I'm going to be talking about grief and depression of some sorts, and how I've been able to deal with them and cope with it. Now, to start it off, I have just put down my dog. Me and my mom made the decision yesterday, February 5th. To put our dog down. He had bone cancer, lung cancer, he was really old. And we had him for literally 9 years. I got him in 4th grade. He was 4 years old in 4th grade. And we put him down when he was 13, so that was a good 4 years of my life. Or not 4 years of my life, 9 years of my life that I had him. And he was my first dog ever. Not the first one that I had put down though. So I'm going to talk about that partially. The first dog I'd ever put down was the day after I had graduated from 8th grade, so it was the first day of summer vacation that day. And that is quite possibly the worst day of my life. In all seriousness, that was quite possibly the worst day of my life. I was out for a walk with my 2 dogs, Rusty and Kobe. Kobe was the one that we put down that day. So, Kobe was 13 years old, he was a golden retriever, and we took him for a walk at a little park area, like a grassy park, and my mom had told me that her and my stepdad were planning on getting a divorce. So that started the bad day. I had then gone off, just completely out of it. I was incredibly sad, and I had Kobe. I was walking Kobe, and I realized that he was starting to have trouble breathing. So then, once I realized that, I had told my mom, and we took him home to see if maybe he was just tired. A few hours later, he was still having trouble breathing, and to cut to the chase, we had him put down that day. We put down Kobe the day that I had found out that my mom and stepdad were getting a divorce. So right there, you have 2 things that absolutely are not terrifying, but saddening and depressing. Those were the 2 worst things that could have possibly happened to me that day. I had found out that my stepdad, whom I really looked up to my stepdad. He was awesome, he was funny. Me and him played basketball all the time. I had just looked up to him. And then found out that they were getting a divorce. That hurt. So, now enough about that story. But what we just did was that we put down our dog Rusty yesterday, February 5th. And like I've said, I've had him for 9 whole years. Those have been an amazing 9 years. I will never forget that dog. I will never forget Kobe. I will never forget Rusty. And that dog has had a huge impact on my life. I just love that dog to death. Now that he's gone, I'm a little depressed. More than a little. I'm extremely depressed that he's gone. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to handle it. It's difficult to say the least. And me and my mom are going through a lot right now, just because of his death. Like, I work at an animal hospital, so we asked if they could euthanize him at our house, and they were kind enough to do that. So we had one of the doctors and one of the assistants come over at around 1 or so, and we were able to get a few minutes with him, and then they put him down and they took him off. But I had known that we were going to be putting him down for a week. Like, literally, we put him down Saturday, February 5th, and we had found out that he had bone cancer and wasn't going to live long the previous Monday. So I literally had, 5-6 days to be able to cope with that. Now that definitely helped, being able to know that he wasn't gonna last. When we put down Kobe, I had no idea we were gonna be putting him down, just because he was in pretty good shape until that day. Like, it literally just hit Kobe that one day when we put him down, and that was quite possibly one of the hardest things I had to go through. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know we were going to be putting him down that day, so that's probably what made it so hard. The fact that I knew we were putting down Rusty sometime soon, and I knew he wasn't going to last a week, that definitely made it easier on myself. Like, because I had time to prepare, I had time to grieve before we put him down, so that definitely helped. So I really advise you guys, if you have to grieve, or you know you're gonna have to go through something like that, it is best to know early that the end is coming. It helps immensely. I'm comparing the 2 times where we put down my dogs. The first time, I had no time to prepare. It was just, we're in. He was extremely sick. He's dead. This time with Rusty, we found out he had cancer. It said that he wasn't going to last long, and I was able to cope with that somewhat and prepare for the day that we were going to put him down. So that definitely helps, knowing that you're going to be putting him down. No doubt about it. It is incredibly helpful to know beforehand. I was able to spend as much time with my dog as possible, just play with him, take him for walks every so often when he had the strength to. But yeah, like, I don't want your guys' sympathy, not to sound like a complete dick, but I just don't want your guys' sympathy. The way I grieve is I block people out of my life. I don't talk to many people. Like, if anyone on Xbox, any of my Xbox friends that I played with yesterday, the day that we put them down, are listening to this, you know that I was completely out of it yesterday. I was depressed as shit and whatnot. Like, I block people out of my life when I'm depressed and when I'm grieving. It's not the best thing to do, but it's what I do. I block people out of my life. I don't pay attention. Like, my mom tries talking to me, I just ignore her. And stuff like that. It's definitely not the best way to go. For you guys, I admit that you don't block people out of your life. It's extremely difficult to do, to put an animal down or a loved one down. Just, guys, I don't want your sympathy. Just tell me in the comments, like, how you've dealt with grief in the past, okay? So, yeah, guys,